Today we are going to be covering how to integrate your dotloop and Zipi accounts. Now first things first, you will log into Zipi and navigate to the top right-hand corner of your screen and select your profile. Once you select your profile, you will then navigate to Apps. Now within Apps, you will have two options. Today we are going to be covering dotloop. Now connecting your transaction management through dotloop is as simple as clicking Connect. It is then going to bring up an additional tab for you to go ahead and integrate the two platforms. Now, once Zipi authorizes that connection with dotloop, we're going to go ahead and allow that authorization to take place. And next, we will be typing in our dotloop credentials. Now, these are going to be the same credentials that you have when you sign into dotloop by itself. So for me, I have it saved right in my Google Chrome browser, and I can go ahead and select Sign In. Now, what it's going to ask you to do next is approve of the application having access to your information. So for example, we need to bring in those deals, which is going to include contact details, template details, and office data. So we're going to go ahead and say approve. All right, so now that we have signed into dotloop, we are going to continue. And it's instantly going to take us to the area to start bringing in deals. Now, once you arrive at this screen, it's going to allow you to auto-create deals. By toggling this on and off, you're given a few options. Now, we can select individual profiles and loop types that are going to be for that auto-creation. So right here, I'm bringing in my default profile. I'm also going to allow Zipi to access anything from purchases to listings for leases. Now, I also want to let the program know that the type of statuses I want to bring into Zipi consist of anything pre-offer, anything under contract, of course what I have sold, maybe my pre-listings, private listings, and active listings. Now of course these are things that you can edit at any given time. Now once you have everything you need in this area, you can also enable your notifications and you can add additional profiles depending on how many people you have in your dotloop account. Now once you're done, you can go ahead and say save and go right on back over to Zipi. Now that we have our dotloop and our Zipi integrated, we're going to have two different options for creating deals within Zipi. So what you can do is simply hit create, and you can manually create directly into Zipi, or you can pull in your data directly from dotloop. Now selecting dotloop, it's going to open up an additional tab to fill out some information to pull in the deals correctly. Now that we have this additional tab open, we're ready to go ahead and bring in our loops from dotloop directly into Zipi. Now what we need to first do is search for the deals we would like to bring in by setting a minimum date. Now I only have deals from the past couple of months, so I'm going back to May and selecting a day. Once I do so, Zipi is going to go ahead and try and collect all of those different loops from dotloop, so you can then select which one you would like to bring in. Now you can of course filter this area. If you would only like to look at specific types of purchases or listings that you want to bring into Zipi, you can select those filters here. You can also decide if you want to bring in specific statuses. So maybe I only want to bring in things that are under contract or sold. Now scrolling through here, I'm going to go ahead and select one that I would like to import directly into Zipi. So selecting this very bottom deal in Malibu, California, it needs me to fill out some additional information that I may have left out of dotloop. So right here, it's just asking me who the primary listing agent is, and that's going to be Julia. Now, if Julia is not already in the system, then what we're going to do is create a profile on the fly, so that way she has a space inside of Zipi. Pressing OK, I can now change the percent of the deal in which she is receiving, and I can start that sync. Now, as you can see, you can sync more than one loop at a time and bring everything into Zipi if you would like. Now, once that deal has successfully synced, you can see that it's going to redirect us directly back to the deals page, and we have that deal labeled as dotloop right in the center of our screen. Now, if we're ever wondering about our dotloop integration settings, where we can navigate to is back up to our profile. Selecting our profile icon and navigating to apps, what we can do is select on settings within our dotloop integration. Now, as we saw while we were integrating our singular deal, we do have the ability to select all the deals that we have inside of dotloop and bring them in at once. However, you do have the ability to auto-create deals, as I showed you before, and select certain types of deals based on transaction type and loop status. All right, that's everything you need to know on integrating your dotloop and your Zipi account and pulling in those deals.